Okay, here we are. Today is day 12 on the Advent of Cyber Challenge. And today's challenge is phishing, Phishmas greetings. And I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer. Of course, I'm not a cybersecurity professional and I have no experience in or with cybersecurity, but here we are, day 12. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so of course, we have these two videos here that are associated. And as well, we do have two tasks. Task 1, introduction. Task 2, spotting phishing emails. We're going to kick off with task 1. But I'm going to go ahead and scroll down because I know we need this URL here as well as this target machine. So we're going to launch this target machine, get that loaded, so that way we can get our URL as well. And let's go ahead and start reading through. So introduction for today is going to be since McSkitty's disappearance, TBFC's defenses have weakened and now the email protection platform is down. And of course, now we're here on day 12 and they're saying McSkitty has disappeared. But on day 10 and day 11, they said that we were working alongside McSkitty. So I think the storyline is definitely messed up somewhere along the way. Anyway, with filters offline, the staff must triage every suspicious message manually. The SOC team suspects malware's exploit bunnies have sent phishing messages to TBFC users to steal credentials and disrupt Phishmas. So you've joined the Incident Response Task Force to help identify which emails are legit or phishing attempts. But beware, some phishing emails or attempts are clever, disguised as routine TBFC operations, volunteer signups, or Phishmas event logistics. Every wrong call could bring Wareville one step closer to Phishmas becoming a reality. And we see our target machine is fully loaded with our IP here. So the learning objectives for today is going to be spotting phishing emails, learn trending phishing techniques, and understand the differences between spam and phishing. Okay. So we need to review the questions and the connection card today. Here's our connection card. No attack box. We do have a VM, no split screen, we do have a direct link, and no additional credentials to connect to the VM via RDP, VNC, or SSH. So we need to start the target machine, which we did. Give it about 2 to 3 minutes to fully boot. Then we can access the Wareville's email threat inspector by selecting this address here. Okay, it did load for us. And if we had any errors, like a 502 error when accessing the link, we just need to give it another minute to fully boot. And the only question for today is, I have accessed the Wareville email threat inspector. Yes, we're good to go here. And task 2, spotting phishing emails. Phishing overview. Phishing may be one of the oldest cyber tricks, but it's still one of the most effective as companies like TBFC strengthen their defenses with advanced email filters and security tools. Attackers have evolved their tactics to stay one step ahead. Modern phishing focuses on precision and persuasion. Messages are carefully crafted, often mimicking real people, portals, or internal processes to trick even the most cautious users. Common intentions behind phishing messages would be credential theft, malware delivery, data exfiltration, and financial fraud. And of course, further explanation here. And it looks like it's just an example sample. So in the above email message or image, we can see a sample phishing message from an attacker attempting to impersonate an employee by using a free domain such as Gmail to modify the employee's payroll and achieve financial fraud. With corporate parameters now heavily fortified, phishing remains the easiest path to initial access. It targets the one vulnerability technology we can't fix, which is people. Even in Wareville, a single convincing email from exploit bunnies could open the gates to Phishmas. Why spam is not phishing. So spam is just digital noise, annoying but mostly harmless. Phishing, however, is a precision strike in the case from malware's exploit bunnies crafted to deceive TBFC employees and open a path into the company's defenses. Spam focuses on quantity over precision. Unlike phishing, which aims to deceive specific users, spam messages are sent in bulk to flood inboxes with unwanted marketing or irrelevant content. Their goal isn't usually to steal data, but to push exposure or engagement. So common intentions behind spam message would be promotion, scams, traffic generation like clickbait, and data harvesting. So to improve your event logistics this Phishmas season, we can, open that email. Improve your event logistics with Phishmas this season. So it comes from Laura at co.wv. And in the above screenshot, it's a sample marketing email offering logistics solutions for the SOCMAS event. We can observe that the intention behind the message is pure marketing. We need to be careful when analyzing each message. Look for the intention behind it. Not every unwanted email is a threat. Sometimes it's just spam that poses no real risk to TBFC. So we're going to pause here at the Phishmas takeover. Scroll, keep scrolling. Holy moly. And now we need to classify first email, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and then capture the flags that are associated. So I assume this is the first email here. And since this one is purely marketing, let's mark it as spam and submit. There's our flag. Copy. And let's put this here. Oh, I guess that's not the first one. Well, it looks like the first one to me. So we'll say Laura at Candy Cane equals, and then we'll put that there. I wonder if it goes in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's call that one number 5. Perfect. Okay. Sounds good. So even though in the order of which they have them open, that's not the actual order. We need to go based off the number and the pane. All right, so the Phishmas takeover. Here it is. Attackers use common techniques in almost every phishing attempt. In a phishing attack, at least one of the following techniques is present: impersonation. Some attackers may act as a person, department, or even a service to allure users. This is a way to gain credibility by impersonating the recipient, manager, or an important person within the company. Open the email with the subject of urgent McSkitty VPN access. Okay, and we can see McSkitty is from a free domain like Gmail. It's to the blue team, and it says team McSkitty here. So of course they're impersonating McSkitty using an external email. I'm currently unreachable by phone. We have an ongoing incident and need the blue team to get remote access now to investigate. So they're also pushing urgency. Please create a new VPN access for me immediately. Send the access to my personal email address. So use my external email and name, team, reason. This is urgent. Please act immediately. Okay. So phishing, impersonation, sense of urgency, external sender. Correct. Impersonation, sense of urgency. Side channel? No. Social engineering. Aha. Copy. And this is message number 3, so we'll come back to that in just a minute. 1, 2, 3. Paste. Maybe? There we go. Okay. All right, so we did open the email here. We can easily spot impersonation attempts. Yes, by looking to see if the sender's email matches the internal domain, which it did not, and the standard email structure of the company, which it also did not. In this case, the sender's domain is from a free domain, such as Gmail, yes, which is not aligned with TBFC's domain. Of course, social engineering, okay. And phishing is the art of manipulating people rather than breaking technology. Attackers craft believable stories, emails, calls, or chat messages that exploit emotions, such as fear, helplessness, curiosity, and urgency, the real-world context to lure the recipient of a message. Now read the content of the previous email you had opened, and we can spot multiple social engineering techniques, such as impersonation, sense of urgency, side channels, malicious intention. So the impersonation was McSkitty, sense of urgency, they kept calling it urgent, act now. Side channel using the free domain, and malicious intention was, of course, to gain access. Okay, and we can kind of see that outlined here. Next item is going to be typo squatting and punycode. You learned that looking at a sender's domain is a good way to spot impersonation attempts coming from external senders. But what if the attacker creates a very similar domain? That's when typo squatting and punycode enable attackers to leverage users' lack of attention or awareness. Typo squatting is when the attacker registers a common misspelling of an organization name, such that we got GLT hub instead of GitHub, and we can see that there's an L there instead of an I. So we have common typo squatting like this. So Victoria's Secret and Victoria's Secret, missing the S. Home Depot. I don't know if they get anybody, but okay. GOU, yeah, okay. On the other hand, punycode is a special encoding system that converts Unicode characters used in writing systems like Chinese, Cyrillic, and Arabic into ASCII. When typing punicodes in the browser URL bar, this will be translated into ASCII format, which is the accepted format by the domain name system, DNS. With that resource, attackers can replace identical Latin letters. For example, a standard Latin A could be replaced with a Greek letter A. And below we can see an image showing the TryHackMe domain written like TRY like this instead of like this. So Cyrillic T, Cyrillic R, Cyrillic Y, and we can see that here. And we can see the true source of origin would be this one here. Both techniques enable attackers to register malicious domains and trick users into believing they are receiving emails from the legitimate domain or accessing authentic websites. Now let's open the email with the subject of TBFC, IT shared, Christmas laptop upgrade agreement with you. And once we open, we need to pay attention to the sender of the message. We can identify a letter F like this instead of the normal F like this. And it's a clear punycode usage for an email domain. So TBFC IT shared. And we see TBFC, we see the F right here is different from this F right here. So we know that they're using typo squatting. We also see what looks like a malicious attachment, maybe. And feels like they're also impersonating. So impersonating the IT department or even spoofing their domain. So let's come down here. We're going to call this phishing, call this typo squatting. I'm going to do impersonation and malicious attachment. Go. Okay, so we got impersonation, yes. Typo squatting, yes. Malicious attachment, no. Social engineering text. Spoofing? No. External sender domain, which it is, but nope. Social engineering text. Okay, there we go. And Control C. Which one is this? Numero 6. Add that here. Check. There we go. Now we got to find 1, 2, and 4. All right, go back up. All right, so spoofing. Email spoofing is another way attackers can trick users. Oh, I'm sorry. So once we open, it also says an easy way to identify punycode is by looking at the return path field, which we can see some info in here, and return path. And we can see this is the actual return path in the email headers. And on the open email, we can go down to the headers preview, just like we did to review that. Spoofing. Email spoofing is another way attackers can trick users into thinking they are receiving emails from legitimate domains. This message looks like it came from a trusted sender. The display name and from you see in the preview. Okay, so here but the underlying headers tell a different story. Modern email clients can easily reject spoofing attempts, but because Whereville email protection is down, some spoofing attempts can pass silently. So now we need to open the new audio message from McSkitty. We're going to come to this one here. Calls at tbfc.com. And let's go down to the return path, and we can see this is the actual return path, so it's definitely spoofing. Okay. It looks like a real domain from TBFC, but let's check some essential fields in the email headers, the authentication results, and return path. So let's come back down. Authentication SPF fail, mail from, and we can also see DMARC failed, DKIM failed. Basically, all the checks failed for authentication. And the return path we did review, that is not the same. So on authentication results, SPF, DKIM, DMARC are security checks that help confirm if an email really comes from who it says it does. SPF says which servers are allowed to send emails for a domain, like a list of approved senders. DKIM adds a digital signature to prove the message wasn't changed and really came from that domain. DMARC uses SPF and DKIM to decide what to do if something looks fake. So let's see what SPF stands for. Sender Policy Framework, Domain Keys Identified Mail, and Domain-Based Message Authentication Reporting. If both the SPF and DMARC fail, it's a strong sign that the email is spoofed, meaning the sender isn't who they claim to be. In this message case, everything failed. On the return path, we can see the real mail address, which, yes, we saw that in the return path. This confirms the spoofing attempt on the missing calls email from TBFC. Malicious attachments. The most classic way of phishing is attaching malicious files to an email. Usually these attachments are sent using some sort of social engineering technique in the body. In the previous email that we analyzed, the body tried to trick users into thinking that the attachment was a voice message by McSkitty. Instead, the file is actually an HTML. Does that show in here anywhere? No. Does it show here? It does show here, right here. Instead of like, it shows MP3 right here, but it continues out to an HTML. Okay, so far I'm going to go here, spoofing, malicious attachment, and so social engineering text is a no. Impersonation again? Yeah. And let's go ahead and copy this. What email was that? Number 2. And we're coming back to this section here with the attachments image. Put this here. Nice. And close this. The attachments image. Here we go. So malicious attachments can have multiple goals. Once open, these files can install malware, steal passwords, or give attackers access to the device or network. In this case, HTML. What does HTA stand for? HTML application files are files that contain HTML, JavaScript, and VB code that can be executed on the client system. Okay. So in this case, HTML files are commonly used for phishing because they run without browser sandboxing, meaning scripts have full access to the endpoint they execute on. So trending phishing. Since email platforms and security tools got much better at blocking suspicious messages and attachments, the malwares, exploit bunnies, and other attackers had to change their game. Instead of sending malware files, which are easily caught, they now focus on tricking users into leaving the company's secure environment. They often use legitimate tools or websites to make their lures look trustworthy and get users to hand over their credentials or download malicious files themselves. In short, most phishing attacks aren't about dropping malware directly. They're focusing on stealing access. Below, you can see a diagram of this trending flow. So attractive subject, packaged up in a phishing email, sent over through something like Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive. As well, I know Acrobat's got their own storage cloud storage. So they'll concoct a fake login page or add a malicious file or even a fake invoice. So legitimate applications. We can see attackers hiding behind trusted services such as Dropbox, Google Drive, Docs, and OneDrive. Because those links look legitimate and often pass email filters, the most common scenario involves a shared file containing a very attractive proposal, such as a salary raise document from HR or a laptop upgrade. Once the user clicks on it, it redirects to a shared document with fake content. The goal is to lure users to access fake login pages and steal credentials or download malicious files. Let's reopen the email with the subject of TBFC IT shared Christmas laptop upgrade. I don't think there's really any need for that because we do know that there is a file there. And of course, if we clicked the open, I'm sure that would open us up to a fake login page. So in the above image, we can observe the use of the fake domain with puny codes to trick users and the use of a legitimate tool like OneDrive followed by a very attractive proposal. All of these signals have the primary objective of gaining credibility and luring users into thinking it's from the real TBFC IT team. So fake login pages. As we learn, credentials are the main goal of the attackers nowadays, and fake login pages are their favorite trick for performing this. It's simple and mimics login pages from multiple typical applications that users interact with on a daily routine. Most of the time, they create fake email platforms, login portals such as Microsoft Office 365 and Google. And above, it's a fake Microsoft login page sample. We can observe the fake domain microsoftonline.login. So we see that the URL is fake. And side channel communications. Side channel communications occur when an attacker moves the conversation off email to another channel, such as SMS, like WhatsApp, Telegram, a phone or video call, a texted link, or a shared document platform to continue social engineering in a platform without a company's control. So we're going to open Monica. Do we have that one? From to... No, we don't have that one. Time to spot the fish and save Phishmas. So your mission is to triage the emails, separate spam from the phishing, and identify 3 clear signals, which we've already done on a few, and you'll earn a flag. After selecting the right signals for a phishing email, collect flags for all phishing emails to complete the room and secure TBFC's Phishmas. Continue investigating the emails and get the flags for each properly submitted email. Stay sharp, verify before you act, and may your instincts be sharper than Exploit Bunny's tricks. Good luck. So all we have left is email 1 and email 4. So let's go in, review email 1. So we can see service at PayPal 2. Okay. Let's come down. We're going to look at, a little far, return path. And we can see it's actually not from PayPal. So we can see that this is spoofed. Invoice details. So it says amount requested, fraud alert, didn't make the Easter egg order. View and pay. So I'm assuming 2 things here. Let's do phishing, spoofing, fake invoice, fake login page. Or side channel communication. No. Malicious attachment. So fake invoice and spoofing are correct. Really? does it say it's coming from? Invoice from Santa Claus. Impersonation, maybe? What? I guess social engineering then. Oh my goodness. Not a fake login page. Malicious attachment. I think we already tried. Nope. Side channel? Nope. External domain? Nope. Oh, it's an invoice. Sense of urgency. What a dummy. So that's number 1. Check. And now number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it says no reply at Dropbox. Let's double check the return path. What does it show up here? No reply. Okay. Annual salary raise. Approval.pdf. So I'm going to go ahead and say phishing for sure. Malicious attachment. Probably fake login page. Impersonation. Really? Impersonation's the only one I got right. Okay, well. HR. I'll go ahead and say urgency then because it's adding a salary raise. Would it be spoofing then? Wow, neither one of those either. Side channel. Social engineering is up there. And it's not this one. It's not fake login. It's not sense of urgency. It wasn't spoofing. There's no typo squatting and puny code up there. Not that I can tell. Dropbox. Email.dropbox. Was it spoofing? No. External sender domain. Oh my goodness. It's like that third one keeps getting me. Control C. Paste this one in there. Check it. Holy moly. Okay. So now let's go ahead and close this. And let's go ahead and terminate that. Close those out. And let's go back up. Up. Oh, did I miss one? Oh, I didn't click the last. Did you enjoy this room or not? There we go. Continue, close. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be it for day 12.